Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Jackbox Party Pack 6, grabbing the Me and My Dad achievement. This one is going to be done in Trivia Murder Party 2. It is to win a game with a player who has carried the father's hat all the way to the end. First step you want to do to make things significantly easier is to head into your settings. Make sure you turn no drawing mode on. Make sure you turn off all of the optional mini games and make sure Madness Gift is set to on. You can do this with just yourself, however, it's easiest done with 4 players. So make sure you get yourself 4 web browsers and start up the game. So make sure you have your web browsers handy, and with all of those optional game modes on, you should increase your chances of getting the mini game that you need. So once everyone's in the game, what you want to do is you want to start it up, and your first goal is to draw this specific minigame you need for the achievement. The minigame is going to be the gifts minigame, and in order to have the highest chance of pulling the hat from this minigame, you want to make sure you send all 4 players to the killing room every possible chance until you get the thing you're looking for. So I happen to get it in the first question. It may take you significantly longer. Once again, all of the mini games are going to be based in luck, but once you pull the gifts mini game, what you need to do with all 4 of the players is to open up a random box. Each of the boxes is going to give you a random gift. However, the one you are going to look for and the one you want to pay attention to is going to be the hat. The reason this is best done with 4 people is you are allowed to open up every single gift with all 4 players, and whoever draws the father's hat you want to pay attention to. If you don't happen to get the father's hat, you are going to obviously have to play this in a different game because the gifts minigame will not appear twice in the same session, so keep that in mind. Once you draw the father's hat, it is now your goal to keep this player alive until the end of the game and make sure that they win the game in order to get the achievement. So what the father's hat is going to do is it's pretty much going to make it that even if you answer the question correctly with the player who is wearing it, they are going to be doomed to be sent to the killing room anyways. So no matter what you answer, the player who is wearing it gets sent to the killing room. So what this means is you can answer whatever you want with that player who is wearing it, and I recommend answering correctly with the other 3 players. Remember, if you're having a hard time, you can always use the pause and look up the answers strategy if you really must. So with that in mind, the reason you want to keep as many players as you can to go to the killing room is in case you draw a game where the alive players determine the outcome of the players who are going to die or not. And in a situation like this, your goal is to obviously keep the player with the hat alive. So if you can completely control the outcome of the minigame, make sure you avoid killing the player, and you should be good for these parts. Other than that, it's going to be complete luck until the end game. The reason for that is you obviously have no control of what mini games you draw, so your goal is to try to draw as many mini games where you can control the outcome or not. And the best way to do that is to keep your players alive, so you draw more mini games where they have more involvement. Other than that, the rest of the achievement is going to be up to complete luck, so try your best to keep everyone alive as long as possible. You want to keep this up until you reach the 4th floor. In case you didn't know, you can keep track of what floor you are on by looking at the buttons on the elevator on the right side. Once you get here, it's your goal to kill off all of the players except the one with the hat. The reason for this is at this point in the game, once you're down to 1 player, the game will skip you ahead to the last round. So in order to save ourselves time as well as any bad luck draws with minigames, we're just going to do our best to skip to the last round. So the best way to do that is to answer incorrectly with every single player, and once you get to the killing room minigame, do your best to kill off the remaining players. So everyone except the one with the hat. This way you will get to the final rounds with the player with the hat being the only survivor, and it is now your goal to answer correctly with all of the lightning round based answers. So once again, you could do the pause and just look up your answers on the internet strategy and just try your best to answer correctly and try to quickly make your escape before the darkness or any one of the dead players can get to you. Obviously answer incorrectly or don't answer at all with the other players who should be ghosts by now. And for the very final question, you have to make sure you get 100% correct. So do your best not to mess this one up. Once you make your grand escape with the hat intact and you happen to still be alive, you should be good for the achievement. There it is. It's going to be for 50 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.